Hello students, today is our third lecture of chapter Kinetic Theory of Gases and Radiation. According to revised syllabus, due to COVID, from this chapter some topics are deleted. They are 3.2 Behavior of Gas, 3.3 Ideal Gas and Real Gas, 3.4 Mean Free Path, 3.8 a Law of Equipartition, as well as all color boxes excepting examples, and remember this, are eliminated. In this chapter, remember this box is not there, and now we directly start 3.9 Pacific heat capacity. To study it, let us revise some terms from 11th standard. First, we know the specific heat capacity of the substance. How we can define it? Let us say, suppose we consider a unit mass of substance, then this substance absorb or release a heat. Because of this absorption or release of heat, a temperature of the substance rises or temperature of the substance fall. Then how much amount of heat is provided? It is called as a specific heat capacity. Simply, how we can define it? The quantity of heat absorbed or release to rise or fall of temperature of unit mass of substance through 1 degree centigrade or 1 Kelvin. When we heated solids or liquids, then in solids and liquids a negligible change in their volumes, so all the heat supplied is used to increase its internal energy. So solids and liquids are having only one specific heat, but in case of gases, even a small change in temperature or small heat is given, there is considerable change in its pressure and volume. Taking this fact into considerations, the gases are having two specific heats, specific heat at constant pressure and specific heat at constant volume. Then what are these specific heats in case of gases? Again, they are divided. Suppose we consider 1 mole of gas, then specific heat is called as a molar specific heat. Means here mass of the gas is measured in terms of mole. But when we measure the mass of the gas in kilogram or gram, then specific heats are considered as principal specific heats. For gases, again specific heats are divided into two groups: molar specific heats and principal specific heats. The scientist Mayer gives a relation between this specific heat, molar or principal doesn't matter, at constant pressure and at constant volume. Then we study about a Mayer's relation between two specific heats. Maill's relation. Consider a 1 mole of gas. An ideal gas enclosed in a cylinder with light, frictionless, and airtight piston. Let P, V, and T be its pressure, volume, and absolute temperature of the gas. If the gas is heated so that its temperature rises by dt. In this case, a volume remains constant. How? By keeping piston fixed. Just like as in case of pressure cooker, the piston is fixed. Then the amount of heat supplied by gas, said dq1. It is used to increase internal energy dE of a gas. So there is no movement of the piston. So work done is 0. Mean all the heat supplied to the gas it utilizes to increase its internal energy only, and there is no movement of the piston, so external work done is 0. So you can take here a dq1 heat supplied is equal to increase in internal energy, means dE, and we know that heat given to the substance or given out. It is nothing but the product of mass of the substance into specific heat and into rise in temperature if heat is given, or fall in temperature heat is received. This is the formula. Then dq1 equals to dE equal to 1 into CVDT. 1 means 1 mole of gas we considered. CV is the specific heat of the gas at constant volume, and dt is rise in temperature. Heat is given to the gas. So it is dq1 equals to dE equals to CVDT. Now gas is heated to some temperature at constant pressure. That means this piston is movable. In this case, the amount of heat supplied, say it is dq2, is utilized into two ways: to increase its internal energy at constant volume, means CVDT, means piston is fixed and heat is supplied. Then how much amount of heat is absorbed by the substance? CVDT, 1 into CVDT. And remaining energy is used to perform external work during expansion, means there is a movement of the piston, and to perform work to move the piston, means force is applied and there is a displacement of the piston. So, and that's why when this piston is moves upward, means there is a increase in volume. This work done dW equals to what? You know, work done equals to what? P into dV. How this formula comes out? P means force per unit area. Force upon area. And dV means what? Area of the piston, area of cross section A into length of the A into L. A gets cancelled, you get F into L. F means force, L means displacement, means work done equals to what? Means P F upon A into L. F upon A into L. A gets cancelled, we get F into L, means you get this formula dW equals to PV dt. And thereafter we go through this CPdt is utilizes as to increase the internal energy, means CVDT, and remaining part means external work done. So you can take here CPdt equals to CVDT plus dW. Thereafter CVDT term is taken in left side, so and dt is taken common, then you get here Cp minus Cv into dt into Pdv. But Pdv is nothing but the dW. So you can take here dW means Pdv. Thereafter, this is relation for 1 mole of gas, PV equal to RT. That means you can take here PdV, P into rise in volume equal to R into rise in temperature. Just like H. Consistency is this formula. If we put this value R dt in above equation, means you get here Cp minus Cv dt equal to R dt. Therefore, Cp minus Cv equals to R. This is a relation between Cp and Cv. It is nothing but the gas constant. Means a difference in the molar specific heat, Cp and Cv. Note that Cp is greater than Cv. Why? In this case, why Cp is greater than Cv? In this case, heat is utilizes into two ways. But in Cv, only heat is used to increase internal energy. But at Cp, heat is utilizes into two ways. Part of the heat is used to rise the temperature. Remaining part of the heat is used to perform work. So you can take here Cp minus Cv equal to R. It is the relation between a molar specific heats. Means in short, you can state here difference in the molar specific heat at constant pressure and at constant volume is equal to gas constant. This is the relation. Now here all three quantities are measured in terms of units of heat, means here we considered heat as a unit of energy. But sometimes we use a unit for heat is a calorie and calorie or kilocalorie, and work is measured in terms of joule. Mean work always measured in terms of joule, but heat if we consider heat as a energy, it is measured in terms of joule also. So in joule, heat is measured in joule, work is measured in joule. But when we can measure heat as a unit of heat, means old unit calorie or kilocalorie, then how we can establish the relation? Then this relation can be taken as Cp minus Cv equal to R upon J. You say what is J then? J is the mechanical equivalent of heat and its value is work out 4.1858 joule per calorie, or you say 4185.8 joule per kilocalorie. Then suppose we want to establish the relationship between principal specific heats. Then how we can take it? Let us see here M0 be the molar mass of the gas which is present in the container. So you can take here molar specific heat Cp equals to M0 Sp. Here Sp is the principal specific heat. In some books, instead of S, they use small c letter, Cp and Cv. And here Cv means molar specific heat is equal to m0 into Sv. So you can take here m0 Sp minus m0 Sv equal to R upon J. So you can directly take here Sp minus Sv equal to R upon mj. This formula is used only when specific heats are given in the principle. Then here at the end of this article of the kinetic theory of gases, half chapter is completed. Part of the kinetic theory of gases is completed. And the next part is radiation. It is a different part than kinetic theory of gases. In old syllabus, these are the two separate chapters. Radiation is one chapter and kinetic theory is another chapter. But according to revised syllabus, both chapters are combined together. So you can take here, we can take some numericals as per concern to kinetic theory of gases, and thereafter we study the radiation in next lecture called one numerical on gas equation PV equal to RT. It is chapter problem number 12, and thereafter we see 3 MCQs. Now we are directly going some examples. Example number 11 from your book. Here calculate the ratio of mean square speed of molecule of gas at 30 Kelvin and 120 Kelvin. T1 is given 30 Kelvin, T2 is given 120 Kelvin. Then we have to calculate a mean square speed, or we take the ratio of mean square speed. We know the formula for mean square speed, which is equal to 3RT upon m0. m0 is the molar mass of the gas. So you can take it. Therefore, from this relation, 3R and m0 for given gas is constant. Molar mass is constant. So you can take here V1 square is directly proportional to T1 square, and thereafter and V2 square mean square velocity for second molecule is directly proportional to its temperature T2. Taking ratio of 1 and 2, you get here V1 square upon V2 square equal to T1 upon T2, or 30 upon 120. You can take here 1 by 4. Simple numerical is there. Means the ratio is 1:4. Very simple numerical. This can ask the exam for 2 marks. Which type of numerical? Simply it is the numerical of case 1 and case 2, means ratio. Thereafter, numerical number 13. A gas in a cylinder at pressure P. If masses of all molecules are made 1/3 of their original value, means masses are 1/3 of its original. Say m be the mass of the gas, mass of each molecule of gas. Then in second case, mass of each molecule of the gas is m by 3. And their speeds are double. Means initially mass is V supposed to be, and in second case mass gets double, means it is 2V. Then find the resultant pressure. Mean initial pressure is says to be P. Then what is its final pressure? P1. We know that kinetic energy of a gas, kinetic energy per molecule is equal to half m mean square velocity equal to 3/2 P. This formula is we explained in last article. So, and in second case, what are the changes? Here case 1, case 2. Means here mass becomes 1/3, means half m by 3. And here mean square velocity becomes doubled. So mean square velocity is 4 times. Mean you can take here 4v square and equal to 3 by 2 p1, taking ratio. Mean 3 by 2 gets cancel, half gets cancel, and here 3 goes, and here you can take here p1 equal to 4 by 3 p. Means ratio is p1 upon p equal to 4 by 3, or you say 4h3. Very simple numerical is there. Okay. Another similar numericals are there. Case 1, case 2. Show that RMS velocity of oxygen molecule is root 2 times that of sulfur dioxide molecule. Again here case 1 is the oxygen molecule, case 2 is the sulfur molecule. We know a molar mass of the oxygen is 32. Here, it is instead of 32, here 34 is written by mistake. Here 32 should be there. Mean molar mass is a 32. And for sulfur, it is 64, double actually. And here, say RMS velocity, mean in both cases at STP means standard atmospheric pressure, means temperature remains same. And here we have to compare their RMS speeds, means VO, and we have to show VO equals to root 2 VSO. We know RMS speed of any gas equals to what? Square root of 3 RT upon M. Then one thing should be there, 3 RT, R and T also are constant. Constant temperature is constant, means STP, standard atmospheric pressure and temperature condition. Mean 3 RT constant. So velocity RMS speed is inversely proportional to square root of molar mass. Mean V is inversely proportional to square root of M. So you can take here for oxygen, means case 1, VO is inversely proportional to 1 upon under root of M0, and VSO2 is inversely proportional to square root of MSO2. Taking ratio VO upon VSO2. So you can take MSO2 is taken numerator, MSO2 upon M square root of MO. So you can take here square root of 64 upon square root of 32 equal to under root 2. Very simple, 32 by 2. And thereafter, hence, VO equals to root 2 VSO2. Simple numerical, in this way we can prove it. Similar numericals are there, very simple numericals. They can be asked for 2 marks. Again, another simple numerical and similar numerical is there. At what temperature will oxygen molecule have same RMS speed as helium molecule at STP? Means we have to calculate the temperature of the oxygen molecule. At what temperature? Then helium molecule is taken at STP, means standard atmospheric pressure condition, pressure and temperature condition. What is it? At STP, temperature of helium is 0 degree centigrade, or you say 273 Kelvin, absolute temperature. And here molar mass of oxygen is again we take here 32. Molar mass of helium is again helium, for helium it is 4. And you say at what temperature, means oxygen is at what temperature whose RMS speed is same as that of the helium molecule. Mean VO is the RMS speed of the oxygen and VHE is the RMS speed of the helium, and both are same. It is given in the numerical. So only so, but VRMS equals to what? Square root of 3 RT upon M. For VO, you can take here 3 RT upon molar mass of the oxygen is what? 32. And for helium atom, VHE equals to 3R, and T is given for it. STP means 273 upon 4. And thereafter, but VO equal to VHE, it is a given thing. Then comparing these equations means square root of 3RT upon 32 equal to square root of 3R 273 by 4. And 3R gets cancelled, 4 and here 8 is there, and squaring both terms, then T by 8 equals to 273, then T equals to 8 into 273, and thereafter we get this 2184 or 2184 Kelvin. Very simple numericals, similar numericals almost. Thereafter again, same type of numerical is there again, numerical number 16. Compare the RMS speed of hydrogen molecule at 127 degree centigrade. Mean hydrogen molecule is taken at 127 degree centigrade with RMS speed of oxygen molecule at 27 degree centigrade, given that molecular masses of hydrogen and oxygen are 2 and 32 respectively. Again same things are there. Means here degree centigrade temperatures are given, different temperatures are given, and we have to compare the RMS speeds. Means in some numericals temperatures are constant, molar masses are different, or other things are there. In some numericals velocities are constant, such type of things are given. Only 3 variables are there, and they take the examples on it. Here we have to calculate the ratio of VH and VO. Means RMS velocity of hydrogen to RMS velocity of oxygen. Then we know that again same things. Here instead of here degree centigrade should be converted into absolute temperature, means by adding 273 in both case, means 127 plus 273 400, and here again 27 plus 273 it is 300 Kelvin. So you can take here for hydrogen VH equals to square root of 3R. And what is the absolute temperature for hydrogen? 400 upon 2. 2 is the molar mass. And here for oxygen, VO equals to 3R. What is its temperature? 300 Kelvin. So you can take here, and its molar mass is 32. Just like that. And thereafter, we take the ratio of VH and VO. This VH upon VO equals to square root of 400 into 32. 400 into 32. Comparing. 32 comes upwards. 3R gets cancelled. 2 and 32 is. And here 300 into 2. Comparing, we get cancelling here 4 into 16 means 64 here. And here you can take here 3. 64 upon 3 means square root of 64 is 8. 8 by root 3. And we have to compare it only VH as VO equals implies 8 as root 3. And this is your answer. Thereafter we go through next numerical. Then find the kinetic energy of 5 liter of gas. We have to calculate directly kinetic at STP. STP means absolute temperature is we considered here. STP given standard pressure means at STP pressure is 1.013 into 10 raised to 5 Newton per meter square. Then given V equals to 5 liter. 5 liter means, you know what is 1 liter? 1 liter means 10 centimeter long, 10 centimeter breadth and 10 centimeter height. Length, breadth, height is 10 centimeter. And we take a box. This box, how much quantity of liquid contained in that box? It is called as a 1 liter. Means here 10 centimeter into 10 centimeter into 10 centimeter means 10 raised to 3 into centimeter cube. Or you can say 10 raised to 3 into 10 raised to 6 meter cube. Why? Centi is converted into meter. So minus 6 we consider. Means 10 raised to 3 and 10 raised to minus 6. So you can take here 10 raised to minus 3 meter cube. So convert it, 5 liter means 5 into 10 raised to minus 3 meter cube. This is the conversion factor. pressure is given. We have to calculate that. So we know kinetic energy per unit volume is 3 by 2p. And kinetic energy for given volume means 5 liter. V is taken in this side. So 3 by 2 PV. Mean 3 by 2, 1.013 into 10 raised to 5 into 5 into 10 raised to minus 3. So kinetic energy equals to 7.597 after calculation is there. And here 5 into 1.013 into 3 upon 2. Very simple calculation is there. And thereafter we get here directly 7.597 into 10 raised to 2 joule. Or 10 raised to 2 means 100. We say 759.7 joule. Formula is different. Here formula substitution problem. Note that how we convert liter volume into meter cube. This is the one fact is that it is a notable thing only. Nothing is there in the numerical if you know the formula directly. Thereafter, last numerical. In last lecture, I am suggesting you find the kinetic energy per mole and kinetic energy per kilogram. If you we know the kinetic energy per molecule. If you know that formulas or you derive these formulas, then it is very easy. Then calculate the average molecular kinetic energy per kilomole, per kilogram and per molecule of oxygen at 127 degrees centigrade. Then again molar mass of the oxygen is 32 given. Gas constant is given 8.31 joule per mole Kelvin. Avogadro's number Na equals to 6.02 into 10 raised to 23 molecules per mole. And absolute temperature T equals to, it is given things. T is 127 plus 273, 400 Kelvin. Then we know the formula for kinetic energy per mole. Kinetic energy per molecule, you know, 3 by 2 kBT. Kb is the Boltzmann constant, so R upon Na we can take here. But kinetic energy per mole you have to calculate. Then this Na is not there. Avogadro's number is not there. The Na is for 1 mole of gas. So you can take this formula. From this formula also you can take here 3 by 2 RT. So kinetic energy per mole is given. So you can take here kinetic energy per kilomole. Per kilo mole means you can take here 3 by 2 RT into 10 raised to 3 for kilo. And thereafter 3 into 8.31 into 400. Directly you can take 10 raised to 3 upon 2. And after solving this, very simple calculations, 4.986 into 10 raised to 6 joule. Such type of problems are asked for 4 marks. Then second one, kinetic energy per kilogram. You know this formula, kinetic energy per mole, 3 by 2 RT upon M. Per kilogram you have to calculate, then by dividing its molar mass. Means 3 by 2 RT upon M0. So only M0 term is there. Mean 32 is divided to this. Mean divide this equation 32. And here you can take 3 by 2 RT upon M0. So you can take 3 into 8.31 into 400 divided by 2 into 32. Look here. Here per kilomole you calculate. That's why here 10 raised to 3 comes here. So directly you can take here 1.56 into 10 raised to 2 joule. Another one, kinetic energy per molecule. In last lecture we calculate it 3 by 2 kBT, where kB is the Boltzmann constant. But what is this Boltzmann constant? 3 by 2 R upon Na equal into T. So 3 by 2 R is what? 8.31. And here 400 T, same. Again 2 into Avogadro's number. Slight typical calculation is there you have to take. And thereafter you can take here 8.281 into 10 raised to minus 21 joule. Initially, my advice is there, calculate the gas answers. How we can carry out the gas answers? Let us see. Here you directly take 6. Means here 3 by 6.02 means here we can take here half. Half means here 4. 4 into 8 upon 4 means here 2. Here 2 into means 4 into 2. Mean again you get here 8. Your answer should be nearly 8. And here 8.21. And then your answer is correct. Simple logic is there. Again look one time. Means here you take 3 divided by 6. Means here 2. 2 into 2, 4. 8 divided by Forget about decimals. 8 upon 4. 8 upon 4 means 2. Oh, sorry. 8 upon 2. Meaning here 2 is there, and as here 2 is there, 2 into 4. Means how much it is then? It is 8. Your answer should be near to it, and your answer is then correct. I think this is all about numericals as per concern to kinetic theory of gases, this topic only. Some numericals are also given after 18. They are related with radiation. We discuss this numerical after this completion of topic radiation. Today it's enough. Have a nice day. Thank you.